Hello. This is a oracle deck called the Seashell Oracle. And I love how a simple look into where a product is made can bring you back to a time in your life. I believe this was made by a Tennessee-based business, but on the back it says Broccoli Mag. So I went to their website, and one of the first posts on their website was about this other company called Calling All Horse Girls. I've heard of Calling All Horse Girls. They have a magazine, they have different products, they have a Substack where I've been very active. And I love how it circled back to this moment. And that's why I wanted to start recording, because things are really in flow. And I wanted to pull a card from this deck. It's a very beautifully designed deck. So let's see. What energies are we working with? Wave. Here's the card. Force, repercussion, and movement. Shaped by the wind, waves travel great distances, gathering strength before breaking on the shore. Small actions generate ripples felt far away. That feels very timely for this moment in time. That the small actions that you take in your day have ripple effects into your week, your month, your year. The compound effect of little actions creating bigger change. So I wanted to talk about a few things, one of which is that it is imperative, if you are a menstruating woman, that you know what is going on in your cycle. It's 2026. It's easier than ever to learn how to tend to your cycle. And I'm not going to be sharing fertility awareness methods, because I think that you need to find what is going to work for you. But if you're watching this video and you think that you don't have options, you do. There are so many knowledgeable people who can help you learn how to decipher what's happening in your cycle. If you're having cramping, if you're having spotting, if you're having PMS symptoms, those are all too common, but it's not how we were designed. We were designed to begin our bleed with bright blood, that is healthy, and bleed for anywhere from 3 to 5 days. And everyone's cycle is different. So you have to find what is your body's adaptation to your environment, depending on your relationships, your work, your stress levels. Your cycle might change. You might have more, like a longer luteal phase, for instance. Your ovulation might be delayed, those sort of things. And so if you are trying to conceive, you want to know what's happening with your cycle. If you're being told that your ovarian reserves look a certain way, that your AMH levels are a certain amount, that could be good, helpful information, but it's also important that you know how your cycle works so that you can sort of meet those challenges as they come up and you can problem solve and not just rely on an outside source to tell you what's happening with your body. You are the expert on your body. So as I'm recording this video, I'm menstruating. I remember when I was in my early 20s and I would be buying tampons from the drugstore and I would hide them. Like, I didn't want people to see that I was buying these tampons. What would they think if they knew that I was becoming a monster and that I was out of my body, out of control, and what would they think, right? And so I was hiding that. And as I learned fertility awareness method, as I used a speculum to look at my cervix, as I explored my anatomy and my physiology, then I started to unravel that shame that I felt. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but I had a surgery when I was only 15 years old, which left me with a wound, left me with an emotional wound and a physical wound, which on the outside looked like it was healed, but it actually was not healed and has taken me years and years to meet that wound, meet that emotional wound of the surgery. And I'm here to say that our wounds are information for where we're needing to tend. Like, what part of our bodies are needing attention, what part of our lives, what part of our relationships, because it's all connected. And it's been a journey. It's really been a journey. It hasn't been a straight line. It's been like this as far as healing my chronic pelvic pain, menstrual cramps, PMS symptoms, acne, miscarriage. Like, it has been a journey. And our womb is our oracle. You can ask your womb what you need to know. If you tune into the subtleties, she will tell you what your next move should be, what relationship needs to change, which is usually your relationship with yourself first before anybody else, addressing anybody else. And Yeah, I think that we're living in a time where it's more important than ever for us to be sovereign over our bodies, for us to understand how they work, understand how to prevent pregnancy, understand how to achieve pregnancy, um, be picking partners that are going to be a good match if you want a partner and you want to have children with that partner. There's more and more IVF, IUI, that are just like these incredible initiations, just as any pregnancy is. It's an incredible initiation um, to be going through. And no matter how you conceive, I'm going to talk about people that are wanting to conceive. No matter how you conceive, it's really important to have the foundations. That way, especially in a scenario like IVF, where you are, I think of it as you're co-creating with your OBGYN, with your doctors, with your midwives. And it's really important that you know and you have questions for them and you are a participant in this relationship. So that's whether you're doing IVF or you're working with a midwife or you're having an unassisted birth or a free birth, or like however you are choosing sovereignly to experience pregnancy and labor and birth and postpartum. I just encourage you to deepen your relationship first, with yourself first. It's the closest and longest relationship you will ever have. So if you are at a place right now where you're not best friends with yourself, I want you to know that there is so much possibility for you to explore how to love and cherish and devote yourself to this relationship. This is something that I have done over the last many years, something that I am passionate about. And I just feel like if you're watching this video or you're listening to this, that there's a part of you that wants to explore more of the unseen, like more of the mystical, the magical, where the veil is thin. And I think that because our menstrual cycle is kind of this microcosm of death and rebirth and the cycle of that, with your uterine lining shedding, there's a death there. And if that's happening ideally monthly, right? It's happening every month, then you deserve to be in right relationship with the cycle of death. And part of that is connecting to your grief. We all carry grief. We carry ancestral grief. We carry grief from experiences, relationships, traumas in our life. And we are designed as human beings to experience pleasure, to experience joy. And in order to access just how much joy and pleasure is available to you, tending to your grief will help you to do that. And when I say tending to your grief, I mean befriending your grief. I mean meeting your grief in a friendship kind of way. Like I talk about being your own best friend. Well, being friends with your grief is going to help you process it as you would with a friend, but you're doing it on a level that allows for you to meet the unseen, to connect with your ancestors or to your loved ones who have died and are able to send you messages. I was driving the other day, and on my way back home, I saw a truck with giant letters BABA, Baba, which is the name of my grandma that died when I was 15 years old, and whom the Beauty Way is in dedication to, as inspired by. So there's so much to go into, but take a moment, close your eyes, tune into your low belly, into your womb space, into your pelvis. Take a few breaths and send love and healing to this place in your body. And notice if any emotions are surfacing. And allow them to come, invite them to come. Perhaps this is a moment that you're able to pause and shut out the noise and tune in with what's happening in your body. Tune in with the messages that your body might be giving you in this moment. This is a really simple practice that you can incorporate every day. You can maybe do it in the morning before you get out of bed, maybe after you've done your morning shower, maybe in the middle of the day, before bed, whenever you find works for you, because we all have different schedules, we all have different flows with our day. So finding a time that works for you and making it a priority to offer yourself this time and this space to connect. Just take a few more breaths here. Notice what might be happening in other parts of your body. For me, I'm feeling some activation in my muscles, my erectors on either side of my spine, the muscles, kind of my thoracic spine, my mid-back, which is often an indicator that I've held on to too much for too long. So whether that's an expectation, whether that's working on a project, writing a Substack, putting something off, like there could be a lot of things that this is pointing to. I'm just giving some examples from my life, but checking in to see like what your spine is telling you can really give you some gold information into what you need to do next. Like what is going to be the most supportive way for you to nurture yourself, because that is what womb healing, that is what the Beauty Way is about tuning into the subtleties of your body so that you're in right relationship with what is happening with you. And when you go out and you're offering your gifts and you're communicating and you're sharing and you're asking questions out in the real world, that you're able to come with an open heart, that you're able to have met yourself, to have met your grief, so that you can meet somebody in theirs. And I don't mean taking it on. It's important that you have boundaries, but having this awareness, the somatic awareness of what's happening in your body, is really crucial for having a safety that allows you to explore your external world, to explore what it's like to be walking down the street, a busy street, or to be in a forest, or to be anywhere, right? Wherever you find yourself. And so when you are developing these skills of attunement, of attuning to the subtleties of your body, then you'll begin to notice that how you see other people, how you see their facial expressions, how you receive them, how you receive their questions, how you observe them begins to shift. There's a lot more that I could say, but I want you to digest this. I want you to take out a journal or make art. Art journaling is a great way to process information that you consume. And ask yourself, what am I holding on to that isn't serving me? What are ways that I can nurture myself before I nurture another? Before I caretake for anybody else? What are like 3 things that I can do to meet myself? I am ecstatic to be sharing this. I used to watch YouTube religiously. I would watch the beauty vloggers. I would watch the lifestyle vloggers. I mean, the OG, like from 10 plus years ago. And when I met my partner around the same time, I would have visions of us vlogging together. And it never felt like it was a possibility for me. Like, it always felt like, okay, that's a pipe dream. And what I realized is that it was never about him. It was never about us doing this together. It was about me. It was about what I wanted. And I would see these women who were sharing, maybe around my same age or older or younger, and I would see them sharing their passions. I would see them being so devoted to their YouTube channels, which, now have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And it's so cool to see their growth and to see which ones have, chosen a different path and which ones have stayed. And I just think that long form content and YouTube offers people such insight into other people's psyche. Like when you're able to sort of talk to the camera in a free flow form where you don't have a script, or you're not sort of, I want to make sure I get to these points. I think I even started this video saying, like, I have a few things I want to talk about. Well, maybe the things I thought I wanted to talk about aren't actually what I ended up discussing. But yeah, this is like an homage to my past self, who was a 19-year-old girl, not yet a woman, who was lost, depressed, confused, angry, felt shame, was judgmental, who was met by a man, which this is a whole nother video to talk about my partnership, but was met by a man who saw me for me, who saw me for who I was underneath the mask. And that is the biggest gift I've ever been given. Because sometimes we can't see ourselves, right? We all have blind spots. And to be witnessed and accepted in a way where you could do the meanest thing, like you could say the meanest thing, like I hate you, or something that is even meaner, and still be loved and still be cherished, and not in a I'm gonna let you walk all over me, say anything you want kind of way, in a boundaried way, but a boundaried way with gentleness. And I just sit in so much gratitude that I have been able to receive that kind of love. And I've always been able to receive it, but it hasn't been until my 30s that I've really been able to love and accept myself, and therefore be able to receive so many blessings. 3 beautiful nieces, loving parents and siblings, amazing community, amazing women. Who feel other people's hearts because they're able to feel their own, because they're not guarded. They don't have the armor that so many walk around with, armored hearts. And instead, these women, this particular group of women that I have nurtured and cherished my relationship with for several years, these women have taught me so much about the energy of mother. So whether you have your own children, or you care for somebody else's, or you have dreams of having your own children or adopting, or whatever mother energy looks like for you, it could be mothering an animal. That mother energy is in all of us. And so when we are open enough to receive from other women who have so much to share about their own journeys, about their own womb journeys, about their miscarriages, their pregnancies, their births, their postpartums, their menopause, about end of life, about caretaking, about homeschooling, about so many sort of tendrils of mother. It is, in my opinion, the biggest gift. And I wish that more women would tune out the noise from social media, from podcasts, from, other people's opinions, and really learn discernment. Like, that feels very important, that women or young women, girls, from a young age, are learning discernment, are learning the subtleties of their bodies, are learning their menstrual cycle, are learning how to, again, be in right relationship with themselves, so that when they are in intimate relationships with other people, they're using their discernment about what is okay and where there needs to be a boundary, and not feeling like if they put up a boundary, then they're not going to be liked and that they won't be loved, etc. Because boundaries protect you from giving your heart to people who don't know how to hold it. This has felt very therapeutic. Thank you for listening. The Beauty Way is about learning the art of receptivity and reciprocity. How to receive and how to be in right relationship with yourself and others. If this interests you, I write about it on my Substack. I'm writing my book. I'm sharing my gifts in a way that I've always wanted to. I'm going to be sharing my music, my songwriting, and it just feels like a really beautiful full circle moment. So, thanks for being here. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, be well.